Other interesting political news, you have Vivek's shut down the FBI tweet gets 4 million views in the first 24 hours. Or as the youth might say, it went ridiculously viral. Now this is on X, or as fewer and fewer people are calling it, on Twitter. And it's a little bit lengthy of a tweet, but nevertheless, I'll read it word for word. Vivek says, quote, shut down the FBI, and yes, this is much more practical than it sounds. The FBI has 35,842 person staff. 56% of the Bureau that are professional bureaucrats should be fired immediately. Just 44% of the FBI employees and special agents and intelligence analysts, these 15,770 specialists, should be reassigned to serve under the narrow focus of other federal law enforcement agencies doing the same specialist work. Reassignments include U.S. Marshal Service, 821 specialists, analysts transferred, crimes against children. Department of Defense, Counterintelligence, Defense Intelligence Agency, 4,159 specialists, analysts transferred. Department of Homeland Security, 4,663 specialists, analysts transferred, National Security and Terrorism. U.S. Secret Service, 856 specialist analysts transferred, political corruption. Department of Justice, within a specialized sub-agency rather than a sprawling investigative bureaucracy, 2,555 specialist analysts transferred. Civil rights, organized crime, violent crime, science and technology, including crime laboratory analysis across agencies. Department of Treasury, white-collar crime, Federal Crime Enforcement Network, 856 specialist analysts transferred, unquote. And again, that got 4 million views in the first 24 hours, and it also got 62,000 likes. And I suspect many of the comments will also be overwhelmingly in support, but we'll dive in and find out in a second here. And it's fascinating to see, again, the poll aggregator, he's still well below DeSantis and Nikki Haley. Again, we're working with what data we have, and it's not perfect. Those polls usually between a couple hundred, at best, a couple thousand people. So it's not the best sample sizes, granted, but he seems to be doing radically better than the other prospective candidates on social media. Granted, there's not a direct correlation between social media and polling. So it'll be interesting to see when the real numbers start to come out. I mean, does that shift things in the poll dramatically? I mean, how inaccurate are the polls we have now? We've seen them be inaccurate in the past. But again, he seems to be getting a lot of traction. A lot of people are giving him accolades online. But let's dive in the comments and see what they're saying. So the first comment is actually from Vivek. He simply says revolution over reform, join the movement. And it's a little link to donate to his campaign that got 5.2 thousand likes and a little under 500,000 views. Let's see here. Western Lensman says, quote, why isn't the FBI doing anything about this? And he retweets an article that says, quote, I just shot my wife with an AR-15, and that is how a 911 call began that sent SWAT members to at least 4 Ohio Republican state lawmakers' homes in the past several days, unquote. Yeah, swatting is a crime, and it's a great threat. A lot of people are losing their lives because of false accusations, and they go in guns blazing, obviously. And that got 1.6 thousand likes. Let's see here. Paul Stutz says, quote, you had me at shut down the FBI, unquote, getting 1.6 thousand likes. Pundit Paranoia says, quote, not quite Vivek. Have you thought about repealing the Patriot Act and dismantling every agency that came with it? Say that you will. It's the biggest government power grab in U.S. history, unquote. And that got 2.7 thousand likes. Oscar Herrera says, quote, I like that you don't just throw out ideas. There's actually a plan behind it. Not many politicians do this, unquote. That got 2.8 thousand likes. And he says not many politicians do this. I mean, I really can't think more than one or two. Can you? I mean, it's a very unique value-added prompt where it actually sounds like he knows what he's doing and what he plans on doing. Because again, when it comes to politics, you usually have the cliche BS commercials where they say, yeah, we need to get Americans back to work. And they never actually quantify how they're actually going to get anything done, let alone the steps necessary to make it a successful idea. So that is a huge value add. I think a lot, and we see this again in other responses to other posts that he's had on Twitter and on X. Again, I'm not a doctor. However, if you click the subscribe button, it very well may assist with my speaking ineptitudes and my stuttering. Again, there are very few guarantees in life. Just saying, can't hurt to click the button. Now, it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here in terms of other popular comments. Someone by the name of Eddie simply says agreed, and he has which yeah, Vivek was brilliant in marketing in terms of during the last Republican debate. He held up a little poster, not a poster board, he held up a little notepad, and the notepad says Nikki Haley equals corrupt. And he held it at the perfect angles that not only could everyone read it, but I suspect he did that because he knew everyone was going to turn it into a meme. Case in point right here, that instead of saying Nikki Haley equals corrupt, this person has photoshopped it to say shut down the FBI. And they got 1,000 likes. Let's see here. Colin Silvers says, quote, it's not red versus blue, it's people versus corrupt elite, unquote, getting 1.1 thousand likes. Rudolph Trofus says, quote, it's totally compromised and no longer acts in the interest of the people or the republic. All credibility is gone after the Russia hoax and the Whitmer kidnapping plot. It has to be disbanded, unquote. It got 756 likes. Now, that'd be fascinating to see if there's a poll on how many Americans actually approve and trust of these agencies. I can't help but think probably pretty low. Probably. Let's see here. We'll do one more here. Luddite says, quote, they were created to fight organized crime. Now they run it, unquote. I got 808 likes. So again, overwhelming. Let me see here. Well, I was about to say overwhelming popular responses, but let's see here. This is someone you consider a leftist in terms of this person is very active on social media and they are politically aligned to one way. His name is Luke Zaleski. He is a legal affairs editor, longtime former research director at GQ magazine, and head of fact checking at The Resistance. Got 114,000 followers. This is someone who, I don't know how mentally vacuous he is, but this is probably a good case in point. The thing that he's most proud of on his profile for Twitter, or X, is he pinned an article where it says, would a father let his son play football? And he says, this is the story of our life. And he also hints, so yeah, it might be violent, can't have that, may even hurt the kids. And he very much suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. Nevertheless, one of the first rant that he has on here, which has the most popular number of likes, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but he did get 666 likes for this statement. So again, this comes from Luke Zaleski, and he says, quote, Vivek wants to fire your family members and your friends and kill your government and pay private sector corporations to control your life for his country club, hedge fund douchebag friends, America. He's never taken an oath or served anyone or has even had what you consider a real job, unquote. Which shows how mentally vacuous is Luke. Very. Because again, not only has he had a job, but Vivek actually built businesses, which is one of the most difficult things to do, especially in the United States with so much red tape and regulation. It's prohibitively hard to actually start and have a successful business. Vivek's done that. And again, he's not talking about transferring any of these responsibilities to the private sector. He's talking about getting rid of a lot of them and making the government more efficient. So again, it's not 100%. There's a couple of negative pejorative comments against Vivek, but overwhelming, a lot of positive responses. But again, at the end of the day, it'll be interesting to see, will that actually translate to the polls? Do you think it will? Let me know in the comments. It'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of January. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback on how I can make the show better and improve myself. Either being a little bit more articulate in my words and not stuttering so much, which if you click the subscribe button subsequently, does help a little bit. If you look at the trends, it has worked thus far. And also, leaving a thumbs up is a great way to help with the YouTube and Rumble algorithm so the videos get shared more and more, so I'd also appreciate that. Also, lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.